Hello and welcome to the next lesson of the hypothesis testing. In the previous video, we had seen the procedure for testing of the hypothesis. We had seen the statistic of the student's t-test. We had seen what are the assumptions of the student's t-test. We had seen t-test for the single means. We had seen t-test for single mean and how we can perform this student's t-test on single mean. We had already discussed some examples based on that single mean, and in today's lesson we will be talking about t-test for difference of means. Given two independent random samples, let's say this is a sample number 1 xi, where the samples are having 1 2 and 3 till n1 is the size of the sample 1, and the other sample is yj with sample size n2. So these are with two sample sizes n1 and n2 with means x bar and y bar. So sample x1 having the mean x bar, sample y will having the mean as y bar, and standard deviations s1 and s2 respectively from the normal population with the same variance. Now we have to test the hypothesis that the population means are the same. In other words, we can say that the two independent samples come from the same normal population. Under the null hypothesis, the statistic is given by t is equal to x bar minus y bar divided by s under root 1 upon n1 plus n2, where this x bar is the mean for sample 1 given by 1 upon n1 sigma of x of I, and y bar is the mean of the sample 2. S square is given by 1 upon n1 plus n2 minus 2, where n1 is the sample size of sample 1, n2 is the sample size of sample 2, bracket n1 minus 1, s1 square. S1 is the standard deviation of the first sample, and this s2 is the standard deviation of the second sample. So this is the another formula. We can also calculate standard deviation whenever the square of the difference from the mean is being given for sample 1 as well as for sample 2. So we can use this formula whenever the standard deviations are given, or we can use this formula whenever the deviation from the means are given. The squares of the deviations of the means are given. So this following t distribution will be used for the degree of freedom n1 plus n2 minus 2, because we are having here two samples. So let's see with the help of some examples. The example number 3, the following data related to heights of two different variants of wheat plants with variety 1 with some heights in centimeters and with variety 2 with some height in centimeters. Test the null hypothesis that the mean heights of plants of both these varieties are same. That means if null hypothesis will be accepted, then we conclude that the mean heights of the plants of the both variants are same. And if it's not accepted, we will conclude that the mean heights of the plants of both varieties are not same. So let's see how we can solve this. As we know that this is n1 sample 1 with size 6, we can see this is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So 6 is the sample size for variety 1. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. 10 is the sample size for variety 2. So n1 is 6, n2 is 10. Now we have to check this with the statistic t. So we have to calculate t. The formula is given here. So we need these values. We need x bar, we need y bar, we need s, we need n1 and n2. So just to get s, we need the deviation from the mean, and then we need the square of the deviation from the mean, both in the case for sample 1 and for sample 2. So this is the xi. So we'll take the deviation, and for that we need this mean. So let's first get this mean. Basically this is the sigma of xi. So sigma of xi is 48 here, and 1 upon n1. This is sigma of xi has to be 408. So this is not correct. So it has to be 408. Once we sum all these values of x, this will come 408. So 408 divided by 6 is the mean of the sample 1. Similarly, 670, this is the summation of yi's divided by 10. This is 67. This will be the mean of the sample 2. So here we'll be using this mean for sample 1 x bar, and we'll be using y bar. So this is a x bar column. We can simply calculate this, and this is the xi minus x bar. So the first value, this one, will be calculated by 63 minus mean. What is the mean? That is 68 for the first sample. 63 minus 68 is minus 5. 63, then next is 65 minus 68 is minus 3. Then 68 minus 68, this is 0, and so on. So we will be able to calculate. The next is the square of this difference. So minus 5 into minus 5, this is 25. Minus 3 into minus 3, this is 9, and so on. For the second sample, the mean is 67. So this value will be 61 minus 67 will be minus of 6. 62 minus 67, this is minus of 5, and so on. So we will be able to calculate this. And now this one, minus 6 into minus 6 will be 36. Minus 5 into minus 5 will be 25. Minus 2 and minus 2 will be 4, and so on. We need the summation of these. So the summation of this square is 60, and for the second sample the summation square is 150. Now we need to keep all these values into the formula, and we need to obtain this s square. So this is 1 upon n1 plus n2. n1 is 6, n2 is 10. Then this is the difference, square will be 60. For the second sample, this is 150. So s square is coming 15, and s will be 3.8673. Now we'll use all these values. So this is t x bar minus y bar. This is n. So this is 68 minus 67 divided by 3.873. n1 is 6, n2 is 10. So it's coming 0.499. Now what will be the degree of freedom? That is n1 plus n2 minus 2. So this is 6 plus 10 minus of 2, that is 40. So for 40 in degree of freedom at 5% level of significance, the tabulated value is 1.76. And on comparing, we can see that 0.499 is less than 1.76. So that means we will accept the hypothesis, the null hypothesis at 5% level of significance, and we can see that these varieties are not very different. So these varieties are same. Let's consider one more example. Example number 4. The mean values of birth weight with a standard deviation and sample sizes are given below by socio-economic status. Is the mean difference in birth weight significant between socio-economic groups? So we have two socio-economic groups, high and low, for which sample size is given. For one is sample size is 15, for the other is 10. The birth weight mean is given for the first socio-economic group, high socio-economic group, x bar, mean is given 2.91. For the low socio-economic group, mean is given 2.26. Standard deviation for the high socio-economic group is given 0.27, and standard deviation for low socio-economic group is given 0.22. So we need to apply the statistic, the formula T. For that we'll calculate the S. So by using this formula, 1 upon n1 plus n2 minus 2, n1 minus 1 s1 square plus n2 minus 1 s2 square, we will be able to calculate this value of s. n1 is 15, n2 is 10. Then this is s1 is given 0.27, s2 is given 0.22. So now this is coming 0.063, that is the s square, and from that s will be equal to 0.25. Now we have all the values. We can directly calculate t by substituting all the values of x bar, y bar, s, n1 and n2, and we can see that t is coming 6.37. The tabulated value for Degree of freedom 23 at 5% level of significance is 1.71. Now we can see that this calculated value 6.37 is greater than the tabulated value 1.71. That means the null hypothesis will be rejected. That means the both socio-economic groups, the mean of high group is greater than the low group at 5% level of the significance, and we can conclude that the mean of the both groups is not similar and they are very much different.